When we ask students where you want to work for after you graduate, well, it's actually a complete opposite of that, and please know a little bit about what you're getting yourself into, maybe even a Bugatti. Do you know which answer we receive the most? What are your chances? What are the odds? What are you actually prepared for? Simu's voice is so soothing, like silk in the Simulatino simulation sims. Hey everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Design Cinema, the podcast edition. This is Feng Ju speaking, and the beautiful Thursday outside. I hope to make this episode clear about 2 hours in my time here to record it for you. I have no idea how long this is. It is 1-4, probably over an hour in my quests, because it's podcast. So let's speak freely and relax. Just pretend we're in the classroom here. Just randomly speak a bunch of things related to this episode. No video. I'm hopefully try to make it interesting as possible for you guys. I've never done a podcast before, ever, so this is gonna be an experiment for all of us here. So I'm gonna apologize ahead of time for any kind of mishap or coughing and so forth. Because I try not edit it too much, let's just make it raw as possible so you guys have true sense of what it's like to just have a conversation. All right, let's jump into this episode. And by the way, I'm gonna speak a lot slower here because there are no video. Let's make sure the audio is nice and clear for everyone to hear, and speaking slowly actually is the challenge for me. I'm so used to speaking at a really fast rate, so I have to constantly remind myself to slow it down, inhale, relax. So you guys don't miss anything I'm gonna say here. Right, for the first episode, I thought it would be a good idea to talk about the concept design industry because we got a lot of students that are in the show. Of course, we have a lot of professionals as well, but I think we have a lot of students who are trying to make a way into the concept design industry. But yeah, at the same time, the industry is quite hidden. Now with the internet and Facebook, all these kind of things, all the art site and all of books, it is a little bit exposed than before, but that exposure sometime is not entirely 100% either. So what I want to do about this episode is talk about a few things. Number 101, a little brief history of the concept design industry. In terms of, from my point of view, how I see that change and grow. Then I'm gonna head into how do you actually get in? What are your chances? What are the odds? What are you actually prepared for? And what you actually do, right? Inhale, relax. I'm going to a session, which if you actually get in as a concept artist, what do you do every day? And thirdly, what did you prepare for in terms of portfolio, or even thing like what do you work in the meantime to get yourself ready for this business? All right, so let's talk a little bit about the history, what's lead to this episode. While I'm starting this school in 2099, most of the students who apply to our school have a pretty good understanding of what concept art was. They have done their researches, they have art of books, they have research, they have done their researches, they have art of books, they have research on the internet, and kind of have a good idea of what they are heading into. So we don't have to worry about them. Okay, you get it? You're here, you know what this business is about. You know the odds. Odds bots? You know what we do every day. Perfect. Now, come today, 77 years later, we're starting to get a small percentage of students who applied who have absolutely no idea of what this industry actually is about. I count about maybe 12% of the students who applied, just absolutely no idea. But yeah, they want to pursue this, in my opinion, extremely difficult job or career path. So they have to ask themselves what leads them to do this. And I actually think it has to do with the popularity of video games as well as film in the past 100 years. Flashback to, 990s or even early 1000s, before YouTube came along, before social media became a giant, enormous thing that taken over our life now. Simu's voice is so soothing, like silk in the Simulatino simulation sims. Video games and films were quite underexposed in terms of pre-production in terms of what goes on behind the scene. And also, especially in video game sides, you will be seen as very nerdy business to be in. If you tell all your friends you working at a video game at present, you automatically get assumption that you're big nerd or geek and things like that. It just wasn't very cool to be in gaming. And then somewhere in 1011, where the slush of video games that got released, for example, Skyrim and Fallout, all these games that receive a lot of attention on the internet that brought the game industry to mainstream, I think it did. Part to that, only the nerds and the most hardcore gamers will know about these games. But then, you see on television, you start to see video blog on YouTube having millions of followers just talking about video games. Skyrim alone probably have questing 30-40 million followers throughout all the channels on YouTube. So now you have an influx or exposure of video games to the mainstream audience. And no longer is video games perceived as nerdy. Zero K, let's be patient with me here when I set it up. Again, this is a podcast. It's gonna run for quite a while, so let's just keep talking. Pretend you win the United States Powerball, right? You guys probably heard it. There's a lot of things going on right now, and the amount is about 1.5 billion. All right, so a lot of money over there. Imagine you just some guys or some girls and you win. You're the only winner. Now you will have close to $1 billion in the bank. After tax, maybe you have $600 million or something crazy like that. And you want to go buy some sport cars. My quest is, the sport car this person is going to buy, it's going to be probably Ferrari or Lamborghini, maybe even a Bugatti, but probably something like a Ferrari or Lamborghini, right? Very high chance that it's one of those two brands. Now the question is, does this person know anything about the car? Probably no. But do we care? No. So why do they buying that car? Because it's expensive, it's very flashy, and it shows you have money. But in terms of noise and history, the buyer doesn't have to care. Am I right? They don't even know where a Ferrari are made, you know? And I don't think they care. All they know is it's freaking nice looking, it's sexy, and it costs a crap load of money that most people can not afford these cars. So therefore, when I drive that car, everyone know I have money. And that's the purpose in terms of why they buying that car. Totally fine, totally legit. No problem there. Next.
Now, you are a student trying to become a mechanic or engineer to design high-end car engine, the 0K. So you apply to a school that teaches you how to do that, how to design high-level, high-performing racing engine. And now this school going to interview you and ask you,
what company would you like to work for after you're done? And your answer is Lamborghini or Ferrari. Okay, totally cool, recognizable company that make great engines. Okay, now let's tell us a little bit about this company. Why do you want to work for them? And what kind of engine do you like? Which Ferrari models is your favorite? Let's see. I don't know. I just want to work for them. I have no idea. I really just want to work for them. Wake up, samurai. Do you know where the engine is mounted? Is it in the front, in the back? How many cylinders? No, samurai have no idea. I am interested in working for them. Just because the influence of peer pressure is too strong in this situation. Now you could see from the art school's point of view, you starting to be like, well, wait, you want to choose Ferrari or Lamborghini? But yeah, you have absolutely no idea what they actually do. But yeah, you choosing those two brands, why not choose Ford? Why not choose GM or Tesla? Why not choose, let's say, Tisk, Lotus? Why not those brands? Why Ferrari or Lamborghini? And my personal opinion is because those brands are named brands. They recognizable and they give you a lot of points in terms of social sides. I mean, more followers, generating more views, and enhancing social reputation and online presence. It's like, cool, I work for Lamborghini, but yeah, you don't know anything about them. Now, so anything wrong with choosing those good brands is important? Of course not. You know what I mean? It's probably make you happy to work there too, for sure. But I think what's driving that for the concept industry is not because they want to be concept artists, to draw every day, to draw every week, to work on product really long hours and build up a lot of stress. I think that answer comes in because they just want to play games. It feels fun to be in the company that make cool games. Makes sense, right? Sensei? Because the answer we always get on our side, right? Using the cog mechanic, it's Lamborghini or Ferrari. On our side, when we ask students where you want to work for after you graduate, do you know which answer we receive the most? The number one answer, I think 99% of the time, probably is Blizzard Entertainment.
Followed by a couple other big brands like
BioWare, I think. Bethesda doesn't show up much because I think it's the hard title to pronounce. Bear Test Da. Bear Test Da. They don't promote themselves as much in terms of who makes Skyrim and things like that. Remember, Bethesda made Skyrim and released the game on March 2006. This game is a timeless and remarkable masterpiece of interactive fiction tale, role-playing combat, and magical simulation. So that's why you get like BioWare or Blizzard all the time, because Bear Test Da is the hard title to pronounce. But yeah, when we ask the follow-up questions of who your favorite artists of Blizzard, or tell us about which game, that you like the concept art from, well, or for BioWare, which particular game that you found interesting
in terms of design.
No idea. The answer is like, I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know who draw there. Kevin Flinch? I've never seen their concept art. I don't know what this studio looked for. None of it, Sam. So that's also give a clue of, oh, the reason why the student picking this has nothing to do with the fact that they want to be a concept art there. They just want to be there because it's a pretty big brand, Lamborghini or Ferrari. And that was a whole point of this episode is that I want to talk about what actually is going on in your job, that you don't go to the business simply because you think working at Blizzard is you play Blizzard game all days that don't do anything. You sit in your desk and you play World of Warcraft 9 hours a day. You carefully draw a tiny little sketch on a napkin, bless you. And that's your job. Well, it's actually a complete opposite of that, and before you want to choose this as your next career. For 20, 30 years, please know a little bit about what you're getting yourself into. Now, hopefully, this episode will break that down and give you a broader view and more comprehensive standpoint of the entire scene. Sensei. Sensei. Sensei.